everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you, where you are. Happy December. It's Hazel Holiday Light season. I put them up. They look vaguely different. Hello. I would love to thank Baba B5 for a 15-month resub. Thank you very, very much. And Mari the Red with an 11-month resub. Welcome back. Nearly a year. How are you doing? Where's your hair gone? I mean, I cut it in January, so it's been a little bit. Pretty lights. Yeah, and it only took half of them from the box, so I have another string of those that I can put up somewhere. And I don't know where yet, so I have a feeling I'm going to stew in that indecision until December's over. And then that's just where we're going to be. Today is the last day of the overlap in Dark Moon Fair Experience Buff and Anniversary Experience Buff. It's also the last day of the anniversary, so if you are missing anything from the WoW's 19th anniversary, don't do it, is where I'm coming from. There's the Frost Chiller, or the Azure World Chiller mount that you can get just for killing the Doomwalker boss once. There's, I mean, that's the main thing. You get a pet out of your mail. It was pretty minimal this year, but it is almost over. So, be warned. And all of my quests that were not, I'm level 60, and all of my quests that were for not Dragon Isles are now worth dirt for experience. So even though my heirlooms aren't going to scale up for another level, I'm feeling that I'm going to just go to the Dragon Isles anyway, and we're going to make this work. So there's an experience buff. I have a hat so I can reapply it once. I need to try not to die. And we're just gonna see how much we can crank through today while we have that extra experience buff, because after that it's going to slow down substantially. My anniversary went away hours ago. Oh, maybe it's only up still for North America. Let me look at it. Well, it was the 19th anniversary, and this thing ends 12/7/10 a.m. Oh no, it's only up for another 51 minutes. Man. I don't have a family-friendly expletive for that. Gotta go fast. Yeah, I guess we gotta go. I guess I'm gonna be leveling anyways. I knew it ended today. I didn't realize what time it ended today. Would I have gotten up any earlier had I known? Probably not. Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks is a good one. New spells meta is fun in Hearthstone PGs. Don't know how objective I'm being because it's so early. It's okay to not be objective. It's alright. I feel like the only people who need to worry about being objective are like journalists, and even they know that it's like not really possible. Read with an inebriated Jack Sparrow voice. Why is the hair gone? Is it coming back? It seems to be growing very slowly. Sorry, it's been a bit. Welcome back, Katie. You never need to apologize. The only one who's supposed to be here is me, and even I'm late sometimes. We're not worried. I'm going to see if I can drink coffee and quest, because I'm feeling the 49-minute time crunch here. So, my thinking is that I do the intro and get to the Dragon Isles. And then I just head straight to the Dream Surge zone and then start questing there. That seems reasonable. I can pick up some form of Dragon Isles professions. I can get my herbalism and mining trained at the Waking Shores. I wonder if you could probably skip this intro. You can probably just go take the port. I wonder if that's worth. I'm going to go take a look and see if the port's there, or if you have to like unlock it with this. Because if I could just take the port to Veldraken and then just like go to the Onaran Plains or wherever it is, then that would save me. Because the boat thing takes a while. Like there's a few minutes for the boat to get there and then to do its whole thing. They're role-playing for a while. And at this point, I don't got time for small talk. Wonder when Simple Armory will be updated. Logged in thinking I had an hour, but it was realm, not local. Already gone. Oh, man. Those tricksy realm times. So it's over here. Can I do it? Oh. Oh, they will let me do it. Ha ha. I didn't know that. I learned something today. Goodness, I feel like I'm embodying some form of like Grover-like Muppet character today. No, not Grover. One of the grumpier ones. I feel like Grover was always very cheerful about being hurled into out of cannons, etc. we're gonna do this. Most of what I remember about the Muppets is from the Muppets Inside PC-ROM game, though. I did watch the show as a kid, but, like, I've forgotten all that, but the game I played, like, excessively. Okie dokie, so we should probably set our hearth to here. We should pick out a dragon riding mount and spend our dragon riding glyphs, because, you know, whatever would we do if these were just spent automatically? We like compassion. We like cultivation. There we go. Much better. And we set our hearts to this thing that always gives me that Secret of Azeroth clue. Is he going to stop doing this if I ever finish Secrets of Azeroth? Because I've done that step. What kind of dragon riding mount do I want, and why is it the Whimsy Drake? Should I customize it? Should I take a second to pop something onto it? Because it's going to be just like default Whimsy Drake right now. We should just hit up the randomize button. You know, that won't take very long. Oh, and then I'll need my profession training. So there should be a mining trainer here. Yeah, I'm not doing the intro anymore. I mean, I guess maybe there's some other reason that I might want to do the Dragon Isles intro. But if I can skip the Zeppelin and just take a portal, that seems better. Birdberry, thank you for the brand new sub. Very much appreciated. Clock's ticking. We got no time. No time. All right, there's two herbalisms. Oh, we always have time. Here, I'll stick with the first randomize that I get on each of them, okay? So we're gonna this one, randomize. This one, random. Oh yeah, that's a good Highland Drake. I'm getting a lot of infinite colors. That one doesn't change much. Okay, second randomize because I didn't want it to be blue. There we go. Done. Okay. All right. So it looks like the Dream Surge is in the Onaran Plains. So what I need to do is just not even worry about these, and I need to head out there, pick up like the start of the story quest or something. I can do story quests, I can do world quests. Story quests I believe are faster. So basically that's where I'm going right now. Hello everyone. Good time to return to WoW. Should I wait for the new X back? I think it's a great time to come back. I think it's good. Why do we have no time? Their anniversary buff, the experience buff, I thought I had longer with it, but evidently it ends in 45 minutes. So I'm trying to, I mean, obviously I'm not going to get to 70 in that time, but I'm trying to get as far as I can. We'll still have the Darkmoon Fair buff, but that one's like stinky. It's not as much, and it's more annoying. Alrighty, I don't remember much of anything about this zone. That's gonna be okay. I can also tame moose. I can tame my Bakar pet, but I'm gonna give that 45 minutes because that I might take my time setting that up. So we're gonna do that after the end of the anniversary event time crunch is over. Used to a lot of wildlife where I live, but today was a first. We had a mountain lion on our driveway. Oh, I would be staying home. I would be taking a video, wondering if I should call somebody, and staying inside. Birdberry, thank you very much for 5 gift subs. Holy moly. Kitty, big kitty. Yeah, that's wild. Is it something where they need to like relocate it, or is it just like it's home and you're also home and you guys are just gonna have to get along? Okay, major faction unlocked. Good. Did you? You bother with renown much in your alts? Never want to. For some reason, it bugs me if they aren't completed. I don't really bother much. On my new main, on my gnome that I've switched to, I kind of have a half a mind to get the Dragonflight renowns caught up, but that's mostly just. I don't know why. There's not a huge game incentive other than having it be annoying in the interface for it. Mostly what I get annoyed by is those rep turn-in items. Oh dear, there's a lot of light up things on my map. I mostly get annoyed by the rep turn-in items, like those dragon scale expedition artifacts and stuff. They'll just like sit in my bags, and then eventually I just like mail them around to somebody and just go turn them all in to make them go away. Because I feel bad deleting them if I could still get reputation. You know, even doing a rep again is nice for extra supplies. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. It's nice for extra Dragon Isle supplies, which I feel like eventually when I get to like trying to 100% purchase all of the cosmetics from the various renowned vendors, I'm going to be really glad to have like a ton of supplies on a couple of alts. Plus I guess some renown wouldn't hurt. I've done these quests one time and one time only, and I was not paying attention at the time. That one's taking a little bit to loot. Never turn those in. Not uncommon to find a mountain lion curled up sleeping next to your patio door in the winter. Dogs keep them away from my place. Ooh. We did discover some. Play SOD. Yeah, we seasoned a discovery a little bit. I did a couple of play sessions on stream. I did 2 days of streams. There's VODs on YouTube of that, and then I played one more time off stream, but I've been roped back into the season by my desire to play a modern hunter at this time. I think that I'm really hoping that whenever season of Solo Self-Found, or whatever they end up calling that, whenever season of Solo Self-Found comes out, I really hope that I am less addicted to modern WoW, so that I have more time to play it like I did with hardcore. Also, I like hardcore. I felt a little bit like I was missing the edge when I was out there playing not Solo Self-Found, pardon me. When I was playing Season of Discovery, I was having fun, and it was really cool to see things that weren't there before. But then you realize pretty quickly a lot of those are for classes that you're not currently playing. And then also without the permadeath, I just didn't quite feel alive. I need danger. I need existential threats. I need the drama, you know. I need Deathlog, apparently. So this is worth, yeah, some experience. What is this for? Rockfang femur and a gizzard gland. VODs on YouTube? VODs on YouTube. There might even be a command that can tell you. Oh, for a second I thought that my disengage had gone really wild, but no, that's just the windswept herb effect. There might even be a command that can link the YouTube channel where I post all my stream VODs. I don't really remember what that command is. It might be VODs. Exclamation VODs? Is that it? Oh yeah, it is it. Wow, imagine that. It's like when I have to guess what I've nicknamed files when I'm looking for them on my PC. It's lucky that I'm me, otherwise I wouldn't know what I tend to nickname things. Why is retail exciting? The season just started, and it's a huge item level bump, so it feels really rewarding to go and do new content and new dungeons and the new raid and the LFR and like the Emerald Dream stuff to get all of this great new gear and get set up. And I'm kind of having this, I'm setting like little mini goals where like I want to get a character up, I want to gear them up to get through the normal raid and then do like 1k raiding in Mythic Plus just to kind of like, you know, play it and do that early gearing and then pick another ult and do it all again. So I did it on a Blood Death Knight, which was very unlike me. That was super fun. And now I'm doing it on a BM Hunter. And then after this, I'm going to do a Resto Druid. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm into it. Okay. I want to clear this, and I want to head this way. That's not what I meant to do. Do you think they will make some SODs hardcore? No. But I don't know anything. My thoughts are based on dreams and like baking recipes that I don't follow. I'm looking over here. It's occurred to me that it might be kind of annoying to have my thing be like, oh, I cook, but I don't use recipes. I just feel it out, and it always turns out perfect, except that the trick is that it doesn't always turn out perfect. I'm actively sabotaging myself by not referring more closely to recipes. I just don't have the patience for them. What usually it happens to be is I don't have the ingredients for them. Like, I'll be missing some tool or some ingredient, and I'll be like, okay, fine, I'll figure out a substitute for that. And then I'll be missing another tool or an ingredient, or I'll be missing like half the recipe, and then I just get like frustrated with not having what I need to do it their way, and then I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it my way. And then I make something that approximates food, but it's probably not as good as the recipe would have been. Hornstrider scale. Your hardcore hair character hit 40 and retired? That's the dream. That's basically exactly what happened. My warlock, the one that had Hellgrave as her pet, she hit 40. She got her mount, her warlock mount, so it was free, and she's retired. Especially after having watched my friend Flabby level to 60, I realized that it was going to be a really, really chunky time investment if I wanted to do the 40 to 60 leveling. And because I have no intentions of doing any endgame content, it's really just for the sake of getting to 60 and saying that you finished it. And then Dragonflight 10.2 came out, and then I started doing that instead. But I love the format. I love the early levels, is what I really like. My favorite thing about hardcore was playing like 1 to 20. So I did that a bunch of times. Like I made a bunch of alts that I would play instead of my main, especially once my main got into like these slower levels. I would just start new characters and be like, well, what's it like to start a warrior, and what's it like to start a rogue, and just like noodle around on really low level characters because the pace is faster and felt better. I might not be cut out to get to 60. But that's okay. I had a great time with it. Or Hazel's next trick should be a Holy Paladin. Oh man, I'm like allergic to everything Holy Paladins represent. Casting and plate, standing in melee while healing, directional spells. Mind you, I played a Prevoker and they're all about directional spells, but never mind. Plus every class has abilities that are all named kind of like minor variations on each other, but I think Priest and Paladin are especially bad for it. Major Monk after the Druid. I want to do another randomize, and the randomize does not have options to constrict your options. Like if I wanted to give me a class that I don't play, I would have to probably like forget the randomizer, just assign those classes numbers and basically do the thing through /rolling. Or, like I could actually roll like a physical dice, like some kind of a monster. Because I don't have a mage. I don't currently have a monk. I've made and had and leveled and played monks before. I still don't really know what they do. It's just one of those classes that I never really clicked with. Should I go kill some insects? No, we're focusing on the quest. We can do the other stuff later. I want this one. Getting to 60 will be nice. Getting to 60 will be super nice. Or 61, rather. It'll be progress. Moonwalker Monk as a panda. I only have a Holy Paladin retail to feel like a female Captain America. You don't cast as an H-Pal, though. Yeah. It's probably true. How does one max out Drake Crest solely from outdoor play? You get them from... Is it only time-limited things that give Drake Crest from like time-gated stuff? Like you get X amount that you could get from the seeds, and then they won't give you any more. You get X amount that you can get from like the Super Bloom. I don't know if you get them from the Farak Assault or the Researchers Under Fire. But yeah, I don't know if it might be capable. It might not be capable. Because I know the Whelplings ones you can earn pretty much infinitely. Seeds give Drake Crest, but I have this feeling that might be completely false. I have this feeling that only X amount of seeds will do that in a week, and then they'll stop giving you Drake's Crests. And I don't think it has to do with your Drake Crest cap. I think it's like your first 5 or something give more. I don't know that for sure, though. Like, that's a dream I had. Part of playing D&D is collecting dice. Sometimes that is all that you do. I know there's definitely like a big dice enthusiast community, because every now and then, because some of you guys like you some dice. Every now and then someone in stream chat will be like, listen, you're never going to believe what I bought. Okay, they were $700, but and I mean, I can't judge. I'm sure they're beautiful. I'm sure they're gorgeous. Here we go. There's something that's a little extra special in Magic about something that somebody made with their hands and a lot of attention. Like something that somebody put like a lot of effort into and a lot of thought and care into. Those things have like a little bit of magic in them. I should see Laura Bailey's dice collection. going pretty decently fast. Typically when I start leveling in the Dragon Isles, the reason I get burned out on it is I get so distracted because, like, instead of doing the campaign, I'm like, wouldn't it be fun to just go and pick all these herbs and mine all this ore? Because that gives some experience. And wouldn't it be fun to go do all these world quests? Because that gives some experience. And I'm pretty sure that those things are substantially slower than just buckling down, nose to the grindstone questing. But alas, they distract me. They get me every time because it just looks so appealing. It's like you could be doing, you know, you would do this anyway at 70, but you could do it right now. Never mind that this is, like, much more efficient. So I'm trying to control myself today. I'm trying to, like, not that I won't pick any nodes, but I'm trying to not go out of my way and get distracted. Good afternoon, Hazel. Good afternoon. How are you? This one. It's been raining for a while, couple days, quite a few days, and you're like, oh, I wonder how long this rain's gonna keep up. And you look at the forecast, you look at the 10-day forecast, and it's just like rain. I don't think it's gonna be as heavy as it was on Monday or something. There was one day recently that was like downpour. It was very wet. It was kind of fun. You went out in your boots get all soaked. I need to clean my boots, and then I have, like, weatherproofing spray, and I'm supposed to use it, like, once a season on my boots and shoes, and I have not, like, I did it when I bought the stuff, and I haven't done it since. I really should. It just, you need a time for it to stop raining so you can do it out on the balcony, because it is not worth your life to spray that kind of thing indoors. How long until moose? I could tame a moose, I think, technically now. I'm in the right zone for it. I'm gonna say like a half an hour or so because I wanna just focus questing for as long as I have the anniversary buff, which is only up for another half an hour. So I'm gonna try and stick with this. But then yeah, I'm gonna look up where to find the exact Bakar that I'm looking for, and we'll go team one. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning. Trying to finish work stuff to play games. Do you think developing a more compelling story for the Warcraft universe can be an interesting direction for WoW? I think it's an undervalued aspect in the community. You think it's undervalued? I think that's something that they're really focused on. I think that's Chris Metzen's baby, and he's been given a lot of license to do stuff. He's on a roll. He's got a plan. What storytelling resonates as compelling is gonna not be a universal thing. But I think that it's something that they're working on. It's not relevant. It's not something that I find very meaningful, but that's just me and the way I play the game. That's not, it shouldn't have any bearing on what they're doing or what anybody else does and enjoys. Can I loot this? No, I cannot loot that. What if it's in the dungeon? The Bakar? Then I'll probably pick a different one. Strange winter, lots of snow, super cold, 40s, and super cold again. You could not take gathering professions. Could do. But they do give some experience. Plus I can sell that for like 11 gold. It's 11 gold I get to keep. It's 11 gold for me. My coffee's getting cold. I'm gonna play a game called Hazel Presses Bestial Wrath more often. Every day on Twitter I see people tearing the lore up from head to toe. Yeah. I discovered over time that every day on Twitter you're gonna see somebody tearing something to pieces. It's just kind of what people do. It's not to say that the lore is unassailable or anything. I don't really have any stake in that game, but I have found that I'm just a happier person and I'm better able to just enjoy things if I read less mass public discourse. Like if you read discourse, it's in smaller spaces where people are less afraid to disagree with the hive mind. I find that large scale public conversation tends to devolve pretty quickly to just the most salacious, dramatic, easy gotcha take that makes everybody angry that people can possibly come up with. And it's just kind of exhausting. Good evening from Sweden. Good evening. A lot of the older story stuff seems written for its time. Stereotypes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going over. Am I going back in this cave? Banners planted. That's the world quest. It's a fast world quest. That one doesn't even take any time. I have not seen the Eras Tour movie, no. I have listened to Taylor Swift, though. I put on the Eras Tour playlist, and then it was basically the same thing. Time is sunrise in Sweden these days. I think I'm losing track of what it is that I'm supposed to be doing here. There's climbing. Oh, you know what? There's a world quest that's like on top of us. There's a climbing world quest right here. And that's kind of distracting me. But there's also a thing I'd turn in here. Okay. There's a couple quests. I still need feral bloom pods. This is a side quest line, but that's okay. Oh, fine. Just to make it go away. What do we need? 6 of these? That's not too bad. Ah! Well, excuse. I was looting that. I wonder if I'm phasing. Try one more time. There we go. Two. 3. I like that these upgrades are all quite account wide. I really procrastinated on getting this like climbing world quest research, but it eventually worked out. I don't really know where any more are, because you do it one time and then you have it on like all of your characters, which is nice. Oh, there's more over here. Okay, maybe we can go down. Oh. I never really figured out how to jump off the wall. Oh, there's more on that side. I see. Like if you just wanted to dismount onto a little ledge. Apparently it's not the exit button. Okay. There we go. Here's 61. Or is this sometime around 10 a.m.? It's so dark in the mornings here. Oh, man. Now I had to see the Somnut chests in Emerald Dream. Are those the ones that you have to /sleep in order to loot? That might be the case. There's some treasures that you need to /sleep and then a little green version of your body happens and then you can loot it. That might be it. Otherwise it might just be a thing that's hidden in a tree. Whoa. Congrats. Oh, I thank you. And here. Good thing I didn't decide on leveling a new character. Now the anniversary buff is gone. Yeah, it's not like impossible to level without buffs, but it certainly doesn't feel as good, especially if you just had them. Okay, we're gonna... At least we still get, you get 25% from Dreaming Winds in the zones. So if I just like live in the Emerald in the Onaran Plains, that'll be something. It'll help. Okay. We're quick. Yeah, you get like 14k experience for doing these quests, which is substantially more than any world quest. Plus you can layer them. 60 to 70 has been kind of rough. Yeah, the last couple of characters I did with time walking, but I don't want to do dungeons anymore. I don't want to. Besides, questing's pretty good gold, I think. I've been getting 50, 25 gold from these quests. Although I'm going to spend all my gold on enchants and getting my embellishes crafted, I'm sure. I'm still kind of salty that I spent so much gold getting my tank embellishes and crafted. And they don't help me tank any better, they just help me do more damage. And I know that tanks are supposed to do as much damage as they can. I know that's like the game once you've kind of gotten to grips with tanking. I just didn't tank for long enough to feel like I was ready to worry about it yet. It's like if it was somebody's like first week on a healer and they were really worried about keeping everybody up. I'm not going to tell them to optimize their DPS. That is a later them problem. And any gear upgrades that are only for that, at least on a healer, like all of your stats that help you DPS will also to some extent help you heal. But like my tank embellish was just Shadow Flame patches. It's just damage. I am not finding these feral. Oh, there's one. There's one. It looks like a Gorgon fly trap. No, it doesn't. It just did from a distance. I miss Gorgon fly traps. Those were cool. All right. We're going to have to look with our eyes. Shocking, I know. What does your shirt say? Happier family camping. And then it's got a picture of a really angry bear. I got this one at a thrift store. A lot of my old secondhand shirts I got from vintage resellers, but this one I actually thrifted. And I love it because it's super comfy and because it was very cheap and because I just like the... I just think it's funny. It's not like I've been family camping in a long time. Didn't I imply before you spent the gold that maybe it wasn't the best choice? Yeah, you imply all kinds of stuff. I'm going over here. There we go. But you can have it, I told you so if you want. 232. There's an upgrade. Camping sounds fun until I remember there's bears and moose. Camping sounds nice until I remember that planing trips is just like so not my bag. Like trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to eat? How are we going to bring it? How are we going to keep this thing cold? If we're bringing this pet, what does the pet need? What are we going to pack for that? What are we going to do for this thing? What are we going to do for this situation? How are we going to pack this thing out? Even when I'm just like going on normal trips that have like normal facilities, just figuring out a route to drive somewhere is enough to like lose me. I stay home a lot for a reason. Arrive at the first stop. Can I just like... I think I can just go. But the appeal of camping is thinking about just like waking up in a tent and you're hearing some birdies and your main thing is like, oh man, I'm going to get into some comfy camping clothes. I'm going to make some camping coffee and I'm just going to sit down and listen to these birds. I'm not going to have anything else I have to do. I'm not going to have anything else I could do. You know, I didn't bring my Game Boy. Which would have been shocking to childhood me. And then maybe the idea that having to look after like your basic needs when you're outdoors will remind you that you're a human being and that all the things that you were worried about are not valid, but they're not your whole life. Mysterious potprints. I guess we're following these. And worry about DPS gear from tank and raids. Keys, I go defensive as I can so I can pull as much as I can. Oh, I found a cave. Camping's nice till you remember rain. Yeah. I had a lot of fun camping on occasion as a child. Mostly like cabin camping with like friends was like the best thing. I'm really glad I got to do that. I kind of wish I could still do it as an adult. Once upon a time I looked up like, is there a camp for grown-ups? And there is, but it's like really expensive. And then I wondered like, how expensive is it to send kids? But yeah, it's just nice to be outside. This is not the correct cave. I'm leaving. Got Room Bear from Aura Store yesterday, so I feel like I need to bear tank now. Oh, nice. Congratulations. Pelt of... Well, maybe I have to track him back to that cave for him to spawn. Fresh game meat. We can do that for now. Oh, I'm 61 and a half. This actually is pretty fast. Mind you, I only have 18 more minutes of like all of my experience buffs left up. I kind of wish I had done more of this yesterday. I didn't know it was going to be over. I thought I had at least today. Oh well. Because yeah, this is not... I'm not mad at this actually. This is faster than I normally level. Although I say that as I start to get stuck. Let's just fight something. There you go. Hi, kitty cat. Always wanted to go to a summer camp as a kiddo. Wish it ended on reset day. I don't really get the timing. Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with like the actual anniversary date and then them just wanting it to last for like 4 weeks. It is a long event. It was nice and lengthy. I think this isn't going to be the last alt I level though, which means I'm going to have to make my peace with leveling alts with no experience buffs. The old-fashioned way. Not that old-fashioned, because leveling's still much faster than it used to be, but I'm going to have to come to grips with doing it normally, because I don't think this is the last character I'm going to do. And, honestly, even when the Dark Moon Fair ends, that's going to be kind of a relief. Would you like to come up and sit here? Hi, kitty cat. Went to band camp in high school. We did some band trips. We never did, like, a camp, but we did at least one trip that I got to go on. For the most part, we tried to fundraise money for band trips, and then we couldn't do it, and then we wouldn't go anywhere. That's mostly what happened. But there was one time in, like, middle school that we got to go to, like, a competition, and somehow people scraped up enough money to send a bus full of kids up into the interior. Alt leveling. Just grinding dungeons forever. That's the way to do it. I mean, that's much faster than what I'm doing. Mysterious paw print. I mean, it's going this way. What if I just have to do this quest as it was intended, you know? I have to track the beast. I have to become the hunter. Was it Muse Symphony? No band camp? Snobby string player. But we had orchestra camp. I'm just imagining that in orchestra camp, the kids are just like sitting around drinking tea and eating canapes. I'm sure that's not the case, but it's just funny to think of from the perspective of a band kid, because we were getting our Ritz crackers with cheese filling and gumming the cheese together into like one big glob and then seeing if we can get it to stick to the ceiling, because we were monsters. Oh, there's another cave. Haha. So we dump our barb shot charges, and then we do that again. We do the beast wrath because we get them back. That's right. Sit around and tell the brass they're too loud. I mean, you're not wrong. You're never wrong. There's a... Oh, it's hidden. Sneaky, sneaky. Every camp ever, at least in movies. All seem like they do military push-ups while having to play or get punished. Okay. I like these Argali a lot. I tamed one of these on one of my previous hunters because I wanted a pet of some kind. I wanted a sheep. I named it Hampton. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing? She's definitely discovered the heating pad that I've laid on the floor under my desk that I put my feet on after I got up yesterday. I had it on low, and I had turned it off and it was like just cooling down, and she decided she was going to just like set up camp on it. She would not move until it was cold. Second stop. Oh, oops. I don't want to kill insects. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I can't help myself. My dragon's out of gas. We've only done 8. Listen, my Whimsy Drake eats salads with cranberries. I always hit the Drake break. I want to take it off the bar. I never want my Drake break. If I wanted my Drake break, I would get on a regular flying mount. Well, no, I'm in too deep now. I spent like somewhere more than 5 in less than 60 minutes last night. Just like browsing recipe lists. Not really looking for something to make, but looking for some idea of something to make for dinner before raid. Because I was going to make soup, but then I had a tantrum because I didn't want soup. Because I'm 5. And it's like, okay, well, what else can you do? And then I read a bunch of recipes that were like all very healthy, exciting, good ideas. And then I made none of them, and I made a mac and cheese. And I thought I would be fancy, and I would make it in my stainless steel skillet and then like finish it in the oven. And I don't know if it improved it like at all. Baking mac and cheese just dries it out, man. Crispy cheese sounds good, but it just, I don't know. It's not what I wanted. I'm spoiled. Dinner is so annoying for me. Yeah, I've not been on my best. I've not been living my best life in regards to food and meal prep lately. It's been not so good. Why do I feel like it needs to be something different every day? And that's the funny thing too, at least for me. Oh, I didn't need to kill this bird. For breakfast and lunch, there's a repertoire of like 3 or 4 different options. For breakfast, it's like maybe 3 options. It's either cereal, oatmeal, or like eggs and toast. And because of that, breakfast and lunch are like easy to do at home. Like we always have the ingredients for them. They're things that are pretty straightforward and easy to make. And it's never like an, oh, geez, we just don't have anything for lunch. But because dinner apparently, in my brain, it needs to be a symphony. Or it needs to make up for the rest of the day. Not that there's anything wrong with the day, but like... for whatever reason, dinner is not as easy as that for me. I think I need to just come up with a dinner repertoire the same way that I have a breakfast and a lunch one. And just accept that it doesn't need to be that different. Or just do more meal prep. But I think I'm just going to continue doing things the same way I have. Because I must have been doing them for a reason. Like you have to have a dinner menu. And I mean, I've done that. It's a decent help too. Like you kind of brainstorm what you want to make for dinner for like a week. I have a little whiteboard that I hang on the wall that I write them all on, so you can like check them off as you go. You make sure you have the groceries for all of them at the beginning of the week. And then you've got, I keep killing these birds. I need to loot the birds. You don't get the feathers if you murder them brutally. Oh, you do get the feathers. Okay, well, never mind. I suppose murdering is an option. Yeah, I have like a meal plan basically. And I do that sometimes. That's one of my great frustrations in life, is that all of the best ideas and practices and the good advice that fixes all my problems, it all works, but I don't do any of it forever. You know, I'll do things for like 2 days, and then it might help, and then I stop doing it even though it was helping. And I might just have to accept that it's better to do it for 2 days and quit than to not do it at all and get discouraged. So I may as well just keep it up. But, man, it would be, oh, I found some grass. I need to find some more grass. Well, there's some more grass. At least 3 things I do typically make a week. Yeah. Yeah, I like the whiteboard a lot, because you can also use it as like a place to just put grocery list items. Like you realize you're out of mustard or brown rice or something, and you just like write it down on the board. And then when you go to make your grocery list, you've got like a place in your kitchen where you are making notes the whole week. So it is super useful. I only use it like a third of the time at best. What do they say? 15 days make it a habit? Depending on what kind of habit here you're talking to. It could be 15, it could be 30, it could be 60, it could be... I don't know. I read all of the popular books on habit formation and on, like, willpower and on environmental decision making and on productivity, and I've done the reading anyway. Ritual completed. I think reading is one of my favorite ways to avoid actually having to do anything. Hi, kitty. We completed a ritual. For what, I don't know. But I'm almost level 62. Aha. Pretty pleased with that. Oh, and we got some boots. I'm going to need those. Those are going to be a big upgrade. And then they're heading to Marukai. Let's do the HelloFresh thing. Canceled it. My wife had to move for work. Just me and the kids now. Yeah. The meal kit thing intrigues me. I think I'm just like... I feel like I shouldn't need it. You ever do that thing where you're like, you know you need help with something because you're just not doing very well, but you're like, well, I shouldn't need help, so I'm not gonna get it. And then you just like suffer for like years because you just don't feel like it should be a problem. So you decide that as long as you don't treat it as a problem, that it's not one, despite the fact that it's obviously a problem. Yeah, I don't know if I'm cheap or if I just feel like it's too much or what. Because they do, I mean, they even do like stream sponsorships and stuff. Them and other companies like them. It's not a bad idea. I've just never gone for it. Services, you can pick recipes. It creates a list for you. Yeah. I don't know. I get like, I shut down sometimes. You know, sometimes it'll be dinner time. And I don't feel like this used to happen to me. Maybe it did. Sometimes it'll be dinner time and I just like implode. It doesn't matter if I have all the ingredients in a recipe. I'm like barely verbal. It's just not happening. We're doing the tour. We're doing this. Waste more money buying groceries than not having the energy to cook, so I gave in, started getting pre-made meals. New pets from the planting flower events. Oh, nice. Yeah, mental energy is a real bummer if it's not there. Night Pixie, thank you for the 5-month resub. Oh, there's a bubble in there. All right, raw game meat. Raw game meat. Ah, here, sitting in the open air on a cart. Oh, the puppies. Okay, I'm paying attention now. Speaking of paying attention, I managed to make it through another raid night, although, I was really struggling at the end of it. We re-cleared, so we did a full normal clear, and then we re-cleared Heroic all the way through Smolderon, so tonight is T-Swift progress, Heroic T-Swift progress for my guild. But, by the time we got to Smolderon, my mojo had ceased to mow. I was no longer playing my best self. We made it through, but it's a good thing we don't raid any longer than that. Whenever you choose to get back into weekly mount runs, who's next? The Abyss Worm from Tuma Sargeras. Mr. Sassine mount is the next one on my list. That is like a weekly raid lockout farmable situation. I don't know when I would get back to those. I don't really want to run old raids until the War Within. I know that's like a long time. It's probably like at least a year, but like, oh man. You know, all that wasted mog. So I can just fight them, right? Like I don't need to talk to them. I can just like shoot them. Cycron, thank you for the 4-month resub. The whole imploding instead of making dinner. Very relatable today. It does help. Not in the sense of fixing it, but it helps me at least to know that it's not just me. Keep stopping different farming plans because I think about warbands. Yeah, apparently my hunter's quite rude. Okay. Oh, so we've made it to 62. I've got another talent point to spend. I'm looking forward to when I get to 70 and I just import a proper talent build so I can stop worrying that I've done it wrong. I could look one up now, but where's the fun in that? We only have 3 minutes left. At least we got 2 levels under our belt. That's something. There's a lot of quests around here. Oh, you just will sell me one? Oh, you just sell me the part there. I thought I had to make it. That works. I can fly through the zone normally, but I could also do all these old zone things when I have dynamic fly. Yeah, that's gonna feel pretty good. And that's at least sooner than the War Within. That's 1025. Okay. Yak milk pudding. I'm just shopping. I'm trying to do these little short ones because I think I can do them in the next, like, minute. Oh, it's outside. The profession to-do list is from a WeCore called Tama's Dragonflight Helper. It's highly useful for figuring out what you need to do for your weekly profession knowledge gains. I have not been... not been something. Level new to 30 in time for dynamic flying. I had a whole setup for different raids, dungeons per armor type for transmog runs, and then BlizzCon happened, all that went out. Yeah, went down the drain waiting for War Within. Yeah, I had been having a delightful time, like, doing all the things random and being like, okay, I need to get, like, a piece of Paladin tier from Nax Ramus, and it has to be on 10 man, so I'm gonna just clear that whole raid. And I have a chance to get this one thing, and of course all you're getting is loot that you need to learn, but not on that character. Because you're running on just like one class for the thing. And now it's like, well, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. But it'll be, I have a feeling there's gonna be like a Mog farming renaissance. And I still think it's going to be impressive to have a lot of Mog. Like, I'm sure there will still be plenty of people that don't farm, and then, you know, there's so many appearances. There's what, like 100,000 plus appearances in this game. It's not like you're just going to automatically have all of them. But at least for the stuff that comes from instances, it's going to be dramatically nicer to get. It's going to feel more realistic to get 100% of appearances from like a given instance, you know? Like, it's going to feel like it's something you can actually do. I want to do the dragon race. I want the gold. I want the 500 gold. I'm going to put it next to my 11 gold from earlier, and I'm going to pretend to be Scrooge McDuck. Go swimming. I have 31,000 achievement points. I pick up achievements incidentally sometimes in the process of collecting other things, but I don't collect them for their own sake. I don't go out of my way for achievements that are just achievements. Unless it sounds fun for whatever reason. Same thing with toys and tabards and titles. I figure mounts, pets, and transmog is like enough to be collecting. That's not too bad. I wonder if it's probably better to... I guess it doesn't really matter to focus on like the through campaign line instead of the side quests. I suppose any of it's fine. No more anniversary buff. It's all over. It's done. I'm ready. That one. Oh, it's a quiz. I thought I was picking one to join. Hi. Okay. Well, now that I'm no longer in a time crunch, I suppose I can sort out my bags and I can go tame a pet. Vendor some stuff. Don't need these. Ooh, I'm getting some Dream Search Coalescence. That's kind of nice. 107 gold from there. I have a Darkmoon Fair hat to reapply my buff, but I think I'm going to go back and I think I would like to go back and I'll sell the Basilisk Egg. Somebody wants this. Go back and pick it up the normal way just because I'm not in a hurry anymore. There will be some point in time where I'm like, I don't want to go back, and that's when I should use the hat. Yeah, it's fine. Just send all that stuff up. At least it sells pretty fast, typically. 36 gold from there. Oh, 900 gold from there. Tall Strider Sinew. Pretty valuable. Pretty nice. That's tin ore from before. I already miss TW. Time to go with that moose. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. Okay, let me figure out exactly where I'm going and exactly what we're doing here. So, wow. This is how I pick out hunter pets. I go to wow-Petopia and you can like browse all the different families. I know that Bakars are hounds. Is that true? Yeah, Bakars are technically hounds. And I can see they have a regular mane and a spiked mane look. I want the regular one, I think. And I believe I want black and tan. Because that's going to be kind of... Black and tan or maybe just full tan. Or maybe brown. If I look at them... No, black and tan, black and tan. That is the most moose-like. So I can see there's 60 to 70 feral Bakars that are west of Fork River Crossing. And there's a Wowhead link that will show you actually on the map where it is that you're going. So kind of south of this hill, looking for feral Bakar. But it's nice that it shows you like what level they scale to and stuff. So if you're just starting a hunter, you can kind of figure out where, like what level you might need to get to before you can get a thing. I wish I could just age everything. My brain says, no, might need it later. But you could purchase it back off the AH. What if you're just using the AH as storage? Like you sell it in the AH and you get your gold and it's like having a coat check ticket. And then when you need it back, you trade the gold. And, you know, if the price has fallen, then you're actually like, you know, it's working out in your favor. And if it's the other way, then it was a convenience fee. So, feral Bakars. Like that one? No, that's a cow. Sorry. I thought this was a Bakar for a second. You have to admit there's a resemblance. I've not ever looked at these mobs. What has happened here? Why are they like that? Why do I kind of love it? Okay. There's one. Oh, it's digging! Look at him go! My Momo digs like that too. Oh. Oh no. It's a rare! Okay, hang on. We gotta get a pet back. We gotta get a pet back. It's a rare elite. I might be dead anyway. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've been moitered. Oh. It's literally this. Tame the rare instead. Rare 70? Yeah, I guess so. It's terrifying. I don't think I'm supposed to win against that at 62. I think I'm supposed to avoid that. Alright, maybe it'll go away. Because that's the pet I want. Where did that bird go? Not gonna worry about it. Put them on ice. This is so much easier than it is in Classic. go. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. It's not... I mean, it doesn't look exactly like my dog because my dog's not a Bakar, but like... you know, it's got a light face and dark fur on the back. That's helpful. That's something. Moose also has like a light underbelly. We're gonna rename him to Moose. There we go. So now the trick is gonna be shuffling them around so that I can have... I want to have Kira and Moose. I only have the 3 pets. It looks like Honey Bear is the default second pick. I wonder if I go talk to... Let me go talk to a stable master. Because I don't want to stable any of them, because I want to be able to actually pull either of them out as the primary. And I know if I stable Honey Bear, if I get rid of Honey Bear, then I will always have either Kira or Moose. One is a cunning and one is a ferocity pet, but sometimes I might want to have a tenacity pet. You're supposed to get a picture of that rare. Been looking for him for a while. Oh, I wonder if I can find him again then. Let me see. Toy box. Selfie camera. Because yeah, that bird achievement, I also have not been lucky. So the problem with putting the second pet in the first stable slot is sometimes I'm going to want to pull it out without going to a stable. I want to be able to hotspot between them. And when I only had 2 pets, it worked. Like if you don't have any pets in your stable and you only have 2 pets, it'll always do that. So I wonder if I can shuffle the order so that anyway, I'll take a look at it. Pink bird was hard to find for me. Yeah, and now he's gone. His name started with like an N. Let me see. Bird. Oh, the achievement's not even account wide, so like I'd have to do all of them on this character. Nurgazurai. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, I just want to go take a look at the stable interface and see if I can sort it out. It may or may not be doable. Are you leveling Hunter because BM is the meta range spec? You're secretly now summon the rerolls to flavor of the month. Secretly. Maybe Honey Bear needs to go back into the wild. Tame another bear once you adopt one, IRL. Uh-huh. Oh, man. Alright, so our stable master's over here. So Honey Bear's in the first slot. Let's do Moose, Kira, and then Honey Bear. And let's dismiss. So we don't have anything. No, that's Kira and Honey Bear. That's Moose and Honey Bear. I don't think it's gonna work because I don't want to have dupes. Like I don't want to have like an extra moose in the stable because then it's not going to be the real one. You know? What if I just never have a tenacity pet? Portable stables, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any arrangement. It doesn't look like there's any version that's gonna work. Because, like, if I stable Kira so that she's always out, and then I'm running around with Moose out, but then I decide I want a Lust pet, unless I want to go back to the stable, I then have to pull out another Lust pet that's not Kira. Tame Honey Bear MK2. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to abandon original Honey Bear for now. And then if I ever need a tenacity pet, which I may do at some point, but if I ever like need a tenacity pet, at that time I will revisit. But if I only have a Moose and a Kira, then we can have, there's Kira and there's Moose. Oh, they're so cute. I love how Kira's bigger. I love how she's bigger. The Bakar really shrinks down. Also, what annoys me about Hunter. Yeah. Yeah, I would like if there was another way to specify the second pet. It's the first time I've been like excited to have like a second all the time pet that like fits with the kind of identity of the Hunter. So it's cool. I just I don't know. I would love to have a way to specify that I want my second pet to be one that's not necessarily in the stable without having to only have two. Anyway, there's a quest over here. I guess I could take all this talk about Moose is making me want to go give my real puppy a hug. So we got all kinds of quests we can do. We're at 62. Oh, dear, we're at war. If I kept the bear in the stable, then it's always going to pull the bear. That's the default behavior of that talent, is to pull the first pet out of your stable. Spirit beast or tenacity. Also, there's a literal moose. Yeah, but my doggy's not an actual moose. It's just that his name is moose. I fully accept that none of my desires are rational. None of what I want is, like, sense-making. Well, listen, we just don't need a tenacity pet. The leech that you get from a ferocity pet is pretty good. It's only when you get into like harder content that you really might want the extra like HP, or that you might like need the extra HP and defensives that you get from having a tenacity pet out. Wish you could change the spec via talents. Yeah, just like select what spec you want, like a given one of them to be. I do like being able to choose between, oh, speaking of Moose, he's almost dead. No, Moose! Oh dear. My hunter pet. I've made a terrible mistake. It's not like I need to level him again. This must just be a tough quest. Alright, where's my revive pet? I thought that, that the mend pet turned into a revive pet button, and I'm finding that it does not. I might need to put an actual revive button on a bar somewhere. Shift 7, that'll do. Give me back Legion pet talents and a respec. I like the way they are now for the most part. I guess being able to respect them was kind of cool, but I also like that there's some, I don't know, identity behind what the pet is and what it does. The revive skill, heal skill broke it last patch. They're looking to fix it soon. Oh, okay. Well, at least I didn't dream it. Man, he has really taken a lot of damage. He's so small compared to the tiger. Is the dog small or is the tiger massive? I can't decide. I need to take a stream break, but I got all wrapped up in questing. Maybe this will make the war end. There we go. Also, I should get my my Darkmoon Fair buff back. I will be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Let's give this a look. Oh, Darkmoon Fair, that's right, that's right. I have a Stormwind Teleport Cloak, so that'll help. That'll get me back once. Kitty cat, should we turn on the foot heat? It's chilly today. Keep it on low. Sometimes I have a tendency to overdo staying warm in my office. You know, like you wear too many insulating layers, and then, you know, you have like your hot water bottle, your hot pack, or your hot pad, or whatever it is, and you just get too cozy, and then all of a sudden you're like cooking. But I've discovered with myself that I can be extremely overwarm this winter via my own choices. And I will not ventilate that heat. I will not like take off a layer or like lift, like, you know, throw off a blanket. I have to be like burning before I will do anything about being too warm, because I feel like I'm gonna need that heat later. So I just make myself like a tiny sauna. Not great, but always hot these days. Why does the teleport cloak take a back slot? Let's talk about that bow mog, Hazel. You like it? It's Keishan's bow. I did the entire Red Ridge quest line so that I could get John J. Keishan's bow. I had to do some vehicle quests. I had to do a stealth vehicle quest. It was very unlike me. Sit with my heated blanket on even when I'm already a little bit overwarm. I had to stop bringing a hot water bottle to bed because I will heat myself so much that I won't be able to sleep, but I will still be unwilling to put the hot water bottle out of bed. Like it's I can't bring it in the first place. It's too hard for me to let go of it. I just got to train Moose to lay on my feet. He's got a really warm belly. 3 ride tickets. If I had more prize tickets, I could buy more hats. You can get prize tickets pretty easily via the pet battles. Maybe I should look into the pet battles. Do I have a strat for this anymore? I know I've like deleted my teams a few times. Or like I've lost my archives of pet teams a few times. Never seen this area before. It looks amazing. It's up for the first week of every month, starting on the first Sunday of a month. There's a rep and experience buff available. There's all kinds of games you can play. So yeah, it looks like I don't have teams saved. I can just grab teams though if we have rematch on. WoW-pet guide. So this guy, let's get a Jeremy Fiesel and let's get a Christoph von Fiesel too. Don't mind me, I'm struggling. I think they've changed something about rematch. Oh, I have them though. Does it have a script? It does have a script. I'm so confused. Oh, I don't think I have scripts turned on. Hang on a second. Pet battle scripts. Try that. Weird. Xylonor, thank you for the 24-month resub. Happy 2 years. Holy smokes. Yeah, you can buy the dungeon quest items in the auction house. I'm just too cheap to do it. I'm carrying around the adventure guide, so maybe that some of the dungeon quest items will drop for me, and then I can sell them for the gold, because I'm just too cheap. Thank you. Hello. Tell myself I need to level battle pets so I can actually get new ones. All the ones I come across are like level 25. If you have any polished pet charms from mission tables, or you can do world quests for polished pet charms with teams of level 1 pets. They'll scale down to your level. Just getting together, how many pet charms is it to buy an upgrade stone? Like, what, 35 maybe? And that'll instant upgrade a pet to 25. The new cool way to do it. Hi. Am I petting you too much? Are you happy? Nee. She chirps like a bird sometimes. You sound like a dove. Way easier after you get some past 25. Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to have a bunch of 25s just handy for stuff like this, so you can just, if you want to knock out a pet battle for whatever reason, you can just kind of grab a team and do it. And it's nice to have pet battle dungeons done, because then you get the pet battle dungeon ports, and those are super convenient. So this is a good team, it's just not a fast team. Teams meet and start me for the day. Hope to catch you tomorrow. Have a great day, Katie. I was walking Moose and he met somebody and they were saying hi, like a person. Because sometimes Moose makes friends. Like he just looks at them as big puppy dog eyes, and then they like look at him and see his big puppy dog eyes, and then they meet. He makes a lot of friends. But after she'd met the dog, she told me to have a great rest of my day. And I thought, oh, I need Darkmoon game tokens. What does that mean? What would make today a great rest of my day? Just like in general. I do a lot of days exactly the same way. There's a great deal of repetition in my days, and it's good for me, but it also means that if I wanted to do anything different, then I would need to do something different. Auto battle. There we go. And I walk my golden doodle around my apartment complex. He makes lots of friends. Winning the lottery. I wonder if there's any value in making a big list of all the things that you think you could do that would help, just in general, in your life. You know, things that, like, you're usually, like, too tired or out of spoons or whatever to do. But, you know, like, would be good if you could do them, like, eating better and exercising more, or, like, yoga or meditation or journaling or, like, you know, making time to talk to a friend or whatever. Just making a big list of all of them. And then including, like, all the biggest things and all the littlest things. And then just going through the list and picking the one thing that is the easiest possible thing, because obviously up to this point we've been doing none of the things because they've all been too much. Find the one thing that's as easy as humanly possible and then just do that one. That might work. Winning the lottery would definitely help. I think that for me in my life, winning the lottery would fix some of my problems, and it would replace them with different problems that I would be very unequipped to deal with because I hadn't come by that money in anything approaching an organic or natural pattern. Dark pet supplies, there we go. So we have some tickets that I can now use to buy some more hats, so I don't have to come back here. So let's buy a couple more hats. Oh, just one more hat, I guess. Well, that's like 2 extra hours worth of buff. That'll do. Especially because I have... Oh, don't destroy it. Because I have 1 hour... Or I will. I'll just re-up it. I call them my upward spiral things with my therapist. You know, I looked into therapy again. Every now and then I think that I could really benefit from talking to somebody. And then I look into it, and then I like make a list of like people in my area, and I like look at their schedules, and then I look at their rates, and then I go, you know what? I could afford this, but it would mean dramatic, like, it's basically like paying rent again. Or like paying rent from the past again. So like not like the same as my actual rent, because rent's crazy here, but like it would be, and it's not covered by MSP, and I don't have any health insurance. So it would be completely out of pocket, and it would be so much money that I feel like I would have way too much pressure on it to like revolutionize my life. And that's not really what therapy does. I feel like you don't just go in there and then walk out as like a completely different person. I think you have to like do some work. And I feel like it's just a little out of reach. Especially if I can come up with any of the insights either on my own or via freely available resources. You know, if there's any workbooks where I can do the work without needing to spend that kind of money. Yeah, it's like, that's the thing that people don't tell you. Is they're like, oh, you know, you don't be afraid to get help if you need help. And it's like, well, what if you think you could benefit from some help? But then help is like, I think like a lot of money. I've gone back to Stormwind. I'm going to go back to the Dragon Isles. Live in Germany, all my therapy covered by my healthcare. Never enough to just go to the gym. Diet, lifestyle changes, mental work. Yeah. You mean to actually make a decision? Shudder. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, we're going back to Vildraken. Yeah, the one thing I've got going for me is that I'm not in denial about having issues. And I have a reasonable amount of self-awareness about what they are. I've just not had an awful lot of success in, I guess, winding up the courage or the follow through or the energy or whatever that I need to actually, like, face them. I am a wildly avoidant, patterned person. I avoid all kinds of things. And I know it doesn't help, but that's the coping strategy that I've been used to my whole life. So it's going to take more than just, like, some yoga to fix that. Maybe it would only take yoga if I would actually do the yoga. I'm going back to the Anaran Plains is what I'm doing. How's it going, buddies? Hi, Chris. How you doing? True for all WoW players. I don't know. Some of you seem very well adjusted and like healthy, successful people. Which is not like a, you know, like a flat bar or criteria or anything. And it's also not anything that any of us have to be at any given time. But like, I know some, people that are WoW players that are like, I have to try very hard not to be envious of them because I know everyone has like their own struggles and you don't hear about 99% of them. So like somebody that you see is doing like really well probably has their own stuff that they worry about or that they have difficulty with because everyone's in their own life. But I know some people that I'm like, man, that's impressive. It's pretty cool. So we're not doing the challenge tour. Absolutely not. We're going to abandon that and make sure I don't get all tempted to do it. I'm debating like side quests versus campaign quests. I suppose it doesn't really matter. So upset about US healthcare. Debate saving, focusing on moving somewhere with universal healthcare if possible. That looks like a cozy pillow. Sometimes I feel frustrated that I'm not a very well-rounded source of advice for people. And then I realize that part of my trouble is that I assume that I need to be a source of advice for anybody. Even when people are asking for advice, sometimes they don't actually want you to give them advice. They just want you to listen to the problem, which is fair. I do that too. That's absolutely reasonable. And that I could improve a lot of things by trying less to fix things and give advice and more to just kind of exist. Felt the same way. Got diagnosed with autism and ADHD in my mid-20s. I'm a woman. We do get missed. The dichotomy of WoW content creators. 1, Greek sculpture bodybuilders, and 2, relatable millennials. Oh man, my bodybuilding's not showing yet then, is it? Listen, it's because I'm hiding my sweet guns in these shirts. That's why I wear such oversized shirts, is so you guys don't get jealous of how absolutely ripped I am. I'm sure everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses, and it's so easy to want to just compare yourself to other people, because sometimes all you want is some structure of like, well, what should I be able to do? And that's like never, ever, ever helpful. But I fall into it all the time of being like, well, this person's doing this thing, so I should be able to do that thing. And then instead of like doing it, because for whatever reason I'm not up for it, I just kind of like beat myself up about not being able to do it or not having done it when I should be able to. And that's not constructive or helping. I like vibe maintainer. I'm putting that on my door. I'm Hazel, professional vibe maintainer. Hazel's shredded, confirmed. I like walking with my puppy in the morning. It's nice to just be outside and have some fresh air and see all the morning birds. And it's nice to see Moosey happy, because he loves going out and just kind of doing his little, he does his little sniff and he does his business and he just like sees a few friends and just like trots around a little bit. And you can tell when he's happy when he's walking, because he gets like a little, and his tail like does the husky tail curve, and his ears are just like boing, 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 boing. He's so cute. Oh. He's a real sweetie. He's very cuddly especially when I don't know how he knows, but sometimes he knows that I need a hug. Easy to look at other people, think they're so successful. Don't forget there are people looking at you and thinking the same. Yeah, that's very strange to me. And I know it's true. I know that there are people that would use me as a model for something to aspire to. I think that like 10 years ago me would have totally understood, because at the time all I wanted was to have like an established like niche in content creation. So having built that one way or another through attrition or whatever it may be, would be something very aspirational for 10 years ago me. But nowadays I feel like I'm like barely keeping it together. I feel like if I had to start it all over again and do it all over again, I wouldn't be able to. Like, I've inherited this thing via past me's work that I am no longer up to performing for whatever reason. But, you know, the nice thing about difficult times... Oh, this is so trite. I'm going to throw up in my mouth even saying it. The nice thing about difficult times is that... Or anything difficult in general. I mean, it sucks. And it's gonna suck, and nothing's really gonna make it not suck. But there is usually an opportunity to grow or learn or get better at something. I know that I don't handle difficult feelings very well. I run away from them immediately and with haste. So lately, whenever I've been feeling a difficult feeling, I'm like, okay, this is horrible. But it's a good chance for you to work on that thing you were gonna do, about not immediately running away from it. Manita's not up right now. Because, you know, like, when you're feeling good, it's hard to work on anything because it's all theoretical, right? Like, when everything's going well, it's hard to practice what you would do in a crisis, which is what's actually going to be an important skill. So sometimes the difficulty is kind of a blessing because it gives you an opportunity to try a thing or work on something that you know you need to do or that would help you. And the other complete copium that I delude myself with is that because some very normal things are so hard for me sometimes, or at least they feel hard for me anyway, because some normal things feel so hard for me sometimes, and I am like trying to learn all these strategies and practice all of this mindfulness and whatever to like just deal with very basic stuff, if I can come to grips with that, then there's nothing that says, and if I can get better at that kind of thing, and I can have that like better understanding of myself and how I work and relationship with myself and how I work, there's a lot of other pitfalls that people tend to fall into later in life or like higher up the ladder that I would be better equipped to deal with than them because I would have learned those skills on easier things. Like if somebody that has no problem like, you know, maintaining friendships or showing up to work or like going to the gym, you know, they get to 38 and they get like a big promotion or like a relationship problem and they realize that they've never had to sit with a difficult feeling because everything had gone really well up until that point. They would have to learn those tools in a much higher pressure situation than me, who had to figure out how to cope with my tantrum because I didn't want to make dinner. That's my copium. I don't know if that's true. I'm not a mental health anything. I'm just me. But sometimes that thought makes me feel better, is that these tools that I'm learning, assuming that I ever manage to learn any of them, would be helpful in, later on, and it's something that a lot of people might need to learn anyways, and that I'm just getting it done easy early. It's like I wish I'd learned how to study when I was in school, and I didn't need to because the material was too easy at the time for me. And then I didn't learn how to study, and then I got to university, and then everything was really hard because I didn't learn how to do any work. It's the opposite of that, but in a life sense. I'm not doing these quests. I'm leaving. I won't do it. They take too long, and they're hard to solo, and there's other people around, but I don't even know. Did I summon Manit? I did summon Manit. All right, I'll do one. What is that wolf? He's so cute. I named him Moose. He is the game avatar stand-in for my doggy, and then this is for my kitty cat. I got a Kira cat, and I got a moose dog. It's pretty precious. All right. Let's see if we can do Manit. Cam blurry? Installed a game called Arcade Paradise, thinking it was all about playing retro arcade games. Nope, turns out I now run a laundromat. That sounds kind of fun. Assuming that I managed to learn them is the problem. The stage that I'm kind of at is that I know that I have issues with coping skills, right? And that's part of what's generating other problems for me in my life, is that my coping patterns of avoiding things make my problems bigger over time. But I also know that there are lots of ways that people cope with problems, and some of them are even more destructive. So while, yeah, I'm trying to learn healthier and better coping mechanisms to deal with very normal feelings so that I can manage better, if I can't do those yet, at least being aware of the problem, that I can kind of do damage control, where I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not up to doing gratitude journaling and exercise or whatever, but I know that I'm in kind of a dangerous spot of trying to cope with these feelings. And yeah, it's not great that I'm avoiding it, but I am aware of it to the point that I can avoid more dangerous coping mechanisms. I have this thing where if I'm not doing very well, I will not drink, because I know from experience that that's a relationship, not with myself, but just from seeing other people, that's a thing that can get very out of hand and become very difficult to control. And that's a problem that I don't need. I have enough problems. So I am very careful with stuff like that, especially when I know I'm not doing well, because I know I'm kind of prone to making poor choices. So I just go ahead and I outlaw a couple of poor choices. Maybe I'm feeling super irritable and super unsociable. And maybe I have a raid night or something like that, and I'm just in a bad mood because I'm not doing very well. Instead of potentially getting into conflict with people because I'm just not making good choices. If I can recognize that early enough, I can do the damage control of just spinning my mic out of there and just focusing on doing my job and not socializing, because that's it would be better to confront those feelings and then have a nice night and manage to work on it. But in the meantime, I can kind of do damage control, try and figure out what the biggest thing I could break in this moment is, and try not to break it. Leaving too much for me. What are we doing? Let's go this way. Not armchair diagnosing you. I always watched you and decided you're one of whatever I am. Super bright, struggling with life. For a while, I kind of got hung up on this idea of, what am I? What's wrong with me? What category do I fit into? Because there's all kinds of labels and buckets and things that can be very helpful for professionals to use to figure out what appropriate strategies might be and to help manage people's difficulties. It's not that the labels aren't useful. They're very useful. But I got hung up on trying to self-diagnose myself or see myself in a bunch of different people, because I figured if I had an answer, then that would just fix the problem. And also that kind of obsessive researching was just another way for me to avoid having to face any of my problems. I I never got super far because I found out that you can kind of diagnose yourself with anything if you try hard enough. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me personally, because if I like what I can do is I can like look up a thing and be like, this thing sounds a lot like me in several respects. Let me find out what some of the helpful strategies are for this thing, and then try some of them to see if they work. Like, it doesn't really matter whether or not a diagnosis applies to me. What matters is what can I actually do to like help me function. And sometimes that can be a nice guideline for looking up things that might help. And some things do help. I've looked into a lot of supply strategies, coping strategies for like various presentations of neurodivergency, and a lot of them are useful for me. But I can't afford therapy, so I could, but I can't afford therapy and also save up for a house, and I would rather have that kind of home security, I suppose. I'm like really confused as to what I'm doing. I need to treat this dog with this meat. I need to give... Oh, I got a helmet. I need to... Oh, okay. Here, eat the meat. There we go. How are we doing? Nearly at 63. Oh, we are at 63. I have buttons covering the end of my experience bar, but that's another one. I'm trying to not worry so much about not being 70, and I'm trying to worry about just the one in front of me, which is getting to 64. Also in my 30s, feel like I really just need answers. My one takeaway from this is please don't let me discourage anybody from seeking help. I am not a paragon of good decision making, and my situation's also not in any way universal. I would not want that to be my takeaway. Seeking help is a good thing that is available and can help substantially. Oh, my pet's dead. You know, I hadn't thought of that all that much when I started to when I decided I was gonna have like a Kira pet and a moose pet. It didn't occur to me that I might have feelings when they died. My goodness. All right, shave the sheep. Scale of quest web varies so much. Defeater of gold gods, savior of Azeroth. Feed my dog, please. Yeah, I've always kind of preferred the smaller scale ones. I think it's incredibly goofy whenever they come at me with champion, because I know that some people really like that. I can't take it with a straight face. I think it's really silly, and it's corny to me. I would much prefer somebody be like, yo, my garden's out of control. Can you go weed back there? Like, that's more my speed. I can weed back there. Fell into sheep farmer YouTube, random aside. Great place. One more sheep. Don't want to be a champion. Just want to be an adventurer. But apparently it turns out if you don't read quest text, then you don't have to find out what they call you. So here's this. I didn't realize how much Dream Surge Coalescence I was going to get just from like hanging out and doing stuff in the zone. Like, just killing random mobs gives you some sometimes. I haven't done any Dream Surge tasks, and I've got 82. And we're gonna talk to some people about a thing. Our wounds. Called champion when I'm level 12. We're in a straight out of Excel's reach, sure. That's why I got into WoW. Over 14, the idea of being an adventurer, not a chosen one. I like that I can be as ugly as I want. I'm not saying she's ugly. I think she's pretty cute. But I like that I can wear this dirty old shirt. And that the game doesn't make me wear anything other than this dirty old shirt if I don't want to. Okay. Oh, we're down 10. We use Champions of Azeroth as our gender-neutral attention-grabbing race. Thought about putting glasses on her. I didn't like them. I tried it. Friend of mine and I've gotten back into WoW. Discovered we can party up one Horde Alliance. Can't heal or buff each other. Not in the outside world. If you guys do dungeons together, you can totally play together. Same thing with raids. But in outdoor content, you can party, but you cannot heal and buff each other. It's annoying. It's like, they've taken down so many walls that any remaining walls feel like a little bit silly. But at least it's better than it was. Lil Floof, thank you for the 10-month resub. Streams are like a warm cup of cocoa on a chilly day. That sounds really nice. Watched someone power level that way until some alliance said now. Kept jumping them. Thanks to you, I've had a whole new perspective on Evoker transmog. Used to hate how they only mog shoulders and belt. Gave me the opportunity to dress my Evoker visage into civilian clothing. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I had some lovely Evoker mogs, and none of them really used... Oh, oops. None of them really made use of... Oh, dear. Don't mind me. Male armor. It was an awful lot of, yeah, I don't think I'm getting any progress for this quest. Awful lot of just, like, generic costumes that are armor type agnostic. I think that maybe these mobs aren't... No, they are scaling. I just pulled too many of them. I've just, done a boo-boo. I always forget about the feign death button. I, like, forgot about it, and then I remembered it, and then I realized I'd already fat-fingered it and then moved too quickly. It was not going well. Oh! Dream Surge Magpies is up. Extra gold gain from everything. Are any of these world quests for gold? Probably not. I'm not that lucky. No. But, that's nice. I can, even just, like, looting gold. Keratin reinforced wrist guards? Certainly. Yep, very good. Okay. That's the Azure spam. We don't want that. Let's head down here. I want all races to be able to choose sides. Perfect opportunity to use the new sarongs for the trading post. I haven't used those in a mog yet, but one day it's going to happen. You know, the opportunity is going to present itself. They're ready and waiting. It's going to be beautiful. Okay. Flabby's doing a normal Brackenhide for crafting, so I can sneak into that. I've lost track of what I'm doing in here. Wind totems placed. Oh, I see. Sneaky. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dismiss, and I'm gonna swap the order of them. I want to have the Frosty pet out. There we go. But I'm really happy that I got the 2 pets that I wanted. That's been the plan ever since I made this hunter. I wonder if she has any... I mean, she could wear a flannel. I could put her in a workman's shirt now, I'm sure. Or like a lumberjack shirt. Class colors. Very important. I wonder why there's 2 interfaces for this. Or like 2 options for display class colors. Doesn't really matter. Party and raid rooms, maybe? Yeah, maybe. Almost raid time. Have fun. Thought she was wearing a pink beanie this whole time. Her or me? It's her hair. She kind of looks like this shirt shrunk in the laundry, and that she's just refused to accept it because it's her favorite shirt, even though she gets cold in it. Oh, I'm supposed to feed the Munstompers. Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep doing this in this zone. You get quests and they're like, excuse me, could you please go pet the ducklings? They're lonely. And I come in here with like my bow. Like, oh, yeah, I can help. Bush fruit, optional. Munstompers, fed. Wild bush fruit. From here, maybe? Yeah. I did it with the ducks in the duck feather quest line too. Yeah. Listen, this is DPS, Hazel. There's not a whole lot of thinking. There's an awful lot of shooting. When I'm healing, sometimes, especially if I'm like really trying to sit up straight and do my best, I will put a lot of time and effort into trying to be a really helpful player and being like, well, what can I interrupt? What can I do for utility? What can I do to help make this run smoother for everybody? Where can I stand to bait this mechanic so that it'll be out of the way? And then I get onto a DPS character and head empty, no thoughts, only meters, stand in everything healer problem. Like, I'm a completely different person. Oh. And I could make excuses and be like, listen, it's just because it's a new role. I'm having to focus on my rotation, so I don't have as much time to help. That's not true. I'm just bloodthirsty. Welcome to peak DPS. I know it's not all of y'all, because I run with some extremely useful and helpful DPS. They're very considerate. They're great players. There we go. There we go. So, just for reference, I'm going in 37% of my way through level 63. 41% of my way through level 63. Curious how much experience you get from these quests. Or from these queues. Yeah, there's not gonna be any bonus dungeon experience, and I don't think I'm gonna have any quest experience for it either, so I don't know if I think it'll still be worth, but well, it'll be worth because it'll be a really fast group. So I want a nice ferocity pet. I like that these birds have like nice running animations, so I don't mind using them on the ground as well as in the air. And I'm healing almost stationary, fixated on bars. That's how I feel when I'm trying to heal Heroic Smolderon, except that I'm not allowed to be stationary. I have to, like, move in and move out and dodge fire and dodge puddles and bait puddles, and it's like, excuse me, I'm busy, everybody's dying. If somebody could just make a little cloud for me to stand on so I can just be like the angel in heaven healing everybody and not have to work. We killed Heroic Smoldy. We have not killed Heroic Tindril. We pushed him to phase 3. We pushed him to phase 3. And then we did not get him down. It looks like it's going to be a pretty healing intensive thing. Mechanics are rude. They make it hard to heal. Tindril's a banger fight. Yeah. Yeah, the third phase with the seeds overlapping with like the healing absorb overlapping with it's just like there's a lot of damage. Can Flabby do more DPS, please? But I am kind of okay for Tindril to take a while because I don't want to look at Heroic Farak yet. I don't even feel comfy with normal Farak, and the only reason that's going well is because we do so much damage that we like push the phase before scary things happen. That fight becomes pretty trivial if you're over DPSing it because you beat a lot of mechanics. There's things that you just don't even have to do if you just do enough damage. But I have a feeling that's not going to be the case when it comes to Heroic Farak, so I'm happy to have that be like a later us problem. Dispel on cooldown, heal the Night Elves. That's the same thing as normal, yeah. That's what we end up doing. That's what we end up doing. I've never had the tree health be an issue with the whole Night Elf ad healing thing, and it feels like it's a lot of... Sometimes I wish I had a better understanding of what the kind of bare minimum amount of ads you need to heal is, because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of resources, like a lot of mana, spam healing up groups of ads that are like kind of superfluous because the tree was going to be fine anyway. I could have saved that mana by just not worrying about as many ads, because it does not seem like you need all of them. Just normal with blaze lines? A little more important in Heroic. Okay. I don't use Elv or Toxie UI. This is just default UI with edit mode. Normally I'd agree, but I wiped the tree down last night. Yeah, what a way to find out. I don't know who I'm supposed to be on in this fight. I guess it doesn't matter. Hey look, I'm second damage! Also, I have the damage done window twice. Don't worry about it. Did 23 ever bloom on Tyrannical, and I'm never going again. That would scar me. Yikes. You guys finished it? I mean, you must have finished it. That's scary. I think I went in on a 21 once, and that wasn't even Tyrannical. I think I was fortified. Did I even? It might have been just a 20. I did a 20 Tyrannical this week, and that was ugly. Like, we finished it in time, but, like, barely. And it's a pretty forgiving timer. Had another damage window. What was it I used to have? I used to have something like that. There was something on my UI in Shadowlands that I got like really petty about for some reason. Like somebody would be like, why do you have 2 of this thing? And then I'd be like, you're right, I need more. And I would like keep adding more. I don't remember what it was. But there was something that I liked to keep 2 of, or like I just, for whatever reason, 2 of them would happen. And it didn't bother me. And I would just keep topping them up. I don't remember what it was. Maybe you need threat meters. Bosses feel like they take way too long. Yeah, it's just tyrannical for you. The first boss especially seems to take ages, even with like really strong DPS. The Ohuna mount is so striking. Targeted target, one of those things. BM pet related? No, I was playing a priest at the time. I had like more than one button for something on my bars, I think it was. It doesn't matter. I would get a kick out of it. Be like, you're right, I need more. Decurse. It's gonna bother me. Oh, I love that slug mount. I need one of those. Maybe I should make a day out of that. Take a day off of all gearing and just go try and work on Seething Slug. Should have seen my Kata Blood DK UI. Sometimes I used to have, there was a period in time, I don't know if it was Shadowlands, but where I would have the same button on my bar multiple times with like different macros for casting it on different people. But that wouldn't have been on my priest. And I didn't really stick with that. That didn't work out for me. Hey Hazel, how are you? Hello, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Can't complain. Fine, thanks. Whoa, big pulse. My friend is doing big things in damage in a normal dungeon, and I'm just here trying to mooch XP as a leveling character. He needs to do it like a craft at the end of this dungeon, which is why he's here. But, I'll take it. If you clear a Mythic Zero, can you extend the lockout for crafting? That's a very good question. And I don't know the answer for sure. Or really at all. I could make uneducated guesses. My instinct says no, because if that worked, I feel like I would have heard about it, because that would have been really good. Can you extend dungeon lockouts? Yeah, I feel like Flabby would have been onto it, but it sounds like a really good idea.
Watch your step.
Would the trash respawn? You're watching the Game Awards tonight. I didn't plan to. Here we go. Nice. So I'm still level 63, and I'm now 62%. So that was only 20%. It's not worth doing for the... I mean, it wasn't too long, but it's mostly worth doing if you have the random queue experience or if you have the like quest for the dungeon. Good to know. Good to know. I wasn't sure because I know I got a ton of experience from questing or from dungeoning before, but it must have been from the, yeah, you get like 57k for that, which is like a bunch of quests worth. Alrighty. Time is at 10 after 11. I got 20 minutes left on my buff. I think I can make it to like 65 today if I really focus. I think we can make it halfway there. But then tomorrow would be harder because I won't have that benefit of the anniversary buff for the first half of it. I want to get to 70 so I can start doing 70 things. Can figure out what kind of gear I want, what my stats are supposed to be. Dream Surge's bonus experience is nice though. Do you think Mythic Plus diminishes the RPG immersion of dungeons? Yes. Yeah, I don't. Mythic Plus and immersion are not two things that match for me. They're separate kind of things. Mythic Plus almost feels like an arcade game that I would play with friends, which is less about immersion and more about like, you know, working together to do something cool. Storm Extractor is slain. Storm Extractor slain. In the cave. In the cave. No path available. Pet stuck on a rock. Come on down, guys. You can do it. There we go. Doing world quests, they're telling me good sleep is very important. Still hope that the Mythic Plus system will be lost and forgotten one day. But lots of people really enjoy it and have a great time and make great memories there. It doesn't have to be for you, but I don't like... I'm not a big fan of, you know... I don't know, I guess I'm getting overly defensive about it because I like it, but... Yeah, I'm not in a good place to make a rational argument. I'm going to soothe Lizzie the Thunderspine. Lizzie, how you doing? You having a bad day? She's exhausted. She's hungry. I get that. All right. I think we did that. We did it. Got some upgraded boots. Sort out my bags a little bit here. 16 minutes left in this buff. We're actually pretty close to 64. I guess if I'm just like clearing up all the side quests, then I may as well go do the ones at the very north end of the zone too. Nope, not that one. All the way north. I remember when Dragonflight first came out, I was very excited about the Centaur Renown and getting all of the different, like, toys and transmogs and stuff associated with it, because it looked like a lot of, like, fuzzy, cozy, like, skins and furs and stuff. And I thought I was going to have a character that was, like, a Centaur, like, role player. And I don't know who that would turn out to be. Nobody, I guess. I like collecting all the stuff from the Renowns when I can, but I certainly don't have all of it. Easier when Renowns are account-wide. Yeah, that's true. Anyone doing multiplayer dragon races? Never tried it early? I'm also curious. I never looked at it either. Are you in competition with the other... I mean, you must be in competition with the other racers, otherwise it wouldn't be a race, would it? It would just be a fun run. Change means this patch went from max renown to 1 in the factions. Rough. Yeah, I did the same thing. I've just, for the most part, decided not to worry about it. It is nice that at least aiding the Accord, if you do your weekly aiding the Accord, you get like a decent chunk of rep with all of the older reps. And then it's nice that you don't really need them for anything. I appreciate that they haven't like made us do the renowns to unlock anything important. It's very different from Shadowlands when you had to, your renown was very important to getting like main class power that you were gonna need for raid. Which I appreciate. Bonus objective. Yeah, it's for some experience. I wonder if there's gonna be more quests in this area or if it was just those two. Oh yeah, there's more quests in that area. Who misses mission tables? People miss them. I don't think I miss them. I appreciated that they were very lucrative, but I found them mechanically very much not fun to do. What have I done here? So it was just kind of like a press a button to get free stuff, and it was so easy to press the button that of course you were going to do it, but it meant that you spent X amount of time every day just pressing the button without feeling very good about it. For me, anyway. That's why I did them for my phone. Well, it worked. Sounds like all world quests to me. I don't mind world quests as much when I get to actually like play my own character. Well, actually, I was gonna say I don't mind them when I get to play my own character and do like my own rotation. But kill quests are only fun when they're like reasonable kill quests and they're not like killed 30 things and then also loot 18 other things and then use those things on the body to the first things. The puzzles are also I enjoy those, but that's because there's. It's so silly of me. I liked this thing better because it was fun, and I didn't like the thing that wasn't fun because it wasn't fun. What incredible, inspiring discourse. Should be a game dev. Just make it fun. Forehead. Bring back the wanted quests. Yeah, I'm in favor of that. I think that they were trying to slow down the pace of world questing, and I think that in general the pace of the game is increasing, and when world quests don't increase with it, they end up feeling overly slow and unrewarding. I miss the wanted quests, and I also just miss the wrapper, like the emissary wrapper of go do 3 world quests in the zone or 4 world quests in the zone to get you know, like some gold or some rep or something like that. I liked that. I know they have the weekly thing now, and I don't like that as much. I think that it's more fun to go do like a, or you know, you would like wait for a few days and sometimes the emissaries would like stack up, so it was like treasures and world quests in one zone. You're like, yeah, I'm getting double duty. I miss those. They were great. The meta world quest was good. I played a little bit of SOD. I'm not continuing to play it. Calling's not so much the fact we need to go back to Sanctum to fetch them. Yeah, that was a bit wonky. I liked Callings better than not having any, but I preferred the Emissary, the BFA version where it was just like on the map. Don't have an Azurite alternative. I don't think you need an Azurite alternative to make World Quest good. I think that the current spread of like gear, gold, supplies, rep is fine. Like I think that's satisfactory. Even if the gear's not useful, there's transmog, and then you can vendor for gold. Gold's always good. Supplies means more transmog, and then rep means more transmog. All roads lead to transmog. There we go. Transmog and gold. Good enough for me. Plus, it's a nice gearing route early when you're like you first get leveled and you're wearing nothing, and you just want like something straightforward to do to get you a definite thing. That's probably just the tour quest. I should actually use these Dark Moon hats once my buff runs out instead of going all the way back again. Oh, there's a hunt. I don't think hunts are very much worth doing early on. Got all my Legion rep done. Did enjoy the emissaries, but I don't like mounts being in the Paragon. The Legion one was horrible because the mounts in the Paragon had a really low drop rate with seemingly no bad luck protection at all. So you could get crazy unlucky and just do an obscene amount of rep and then never see your mount, and there was no other way, there was no other solution to it. There was no way around that. I think they wised up after that, and for a while they just stopped putting mounts in the caches, and then they eventually made it. I think they put mounts in the Najatar one in BFA, but they made those ones have a more seemingly reasonable drop rate. So the Kelp Stalker wasn't as big of a deal. Korthia has them too. Yeah, that's true actually, you're right. Quickest way to get up the Emerald Dream rep, I want all the mounts. You get yourself a Emerald, like a Dream Warden's contract. You do all the world quests, do all the side quests, do your weekly quests. And then if you want more after that, and you don't want to wait for more weekly quests to come up, then you're grinding the seeds. And super blooms, I think, is the gist of it. But power to you if you decide to do that. I've been just kind of doing my weeklies, and even just doing that will still get you up in a somewhat reasonable frame of time. I'm almost done on my main, and I've done almost no world quests at all, let alone world quests with a contract. 11k gold. I need this one? No, not yet. Or I do rep in Shadowlands with the Covenants. Grinding rep now just makes my brain melt. I really like rep grinds when I'm just kind of working on one at a time and I feel motivated to do them. But the modern ones I've more or less, because you can get such big chunks of rep on just a weekly lockout, I've found it to be really comfy to just kind of like do your weeklies and then not worry about it. Because you'll get them done. Saves a lot of overall time. It's not like the olden ones where it was just a question of when were you going to do all of that grinding. You can do it anytime. Yeah, and I like the Dragonflight Renown catch-up that's built in, where after you've done it on your main, your ults get rep faster. That's definitely nice. I just want to be level 70 on my ult. Actually, you know what? I want to be 65 on my ult. Let's bring the goalpost a little closer in. That guy has a quest marker on him, but I don't have a quest for him, so maybe that's coming next. I don't want to do it too early. At least my damage feels decent with my heirloom scaled up and a couple of off pieces from quests. I'm not struggling too much to kill things like I was on my Death Knight. It's not that my Death Knight was going to die of attrition or anything. It was just going to take a really long time to make anything die when she first started questing. Nice, okay. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna let you... I don't think they're gonna let you just, like, spam weeklies and a bunch of ults to get the most, like, the fastest possible rep. That doesn't sound like what they would do. Although if they do, I'm gonna be busy. He was patting around. There he is. It's nice that they turn Pet Taunt on and off for you in dungeons. Like, you don't even have to remember to do it anymore. Trying to rush an ult to level before Cataclysm so I can have more chances at the Tiger. Before Cataclysm time walking? Oh, Wrath Classic. Okay. I was like, I hadn't heard of the Tiger and I'm like, is there something I need to be doing? I like kitty cats. I want a tiger. Just distracted. Lost. Okay. Two more. I'm renowned 12 with the centaur. Kind of happy with that. Kind of, to me, still feels like overstepping the line from classic. Yeah, I'm right there with you, but it's a bit strange. Especially because, like, there won't be any more Wrath era servers, right? Like, they'll become Classic era servers. It's just, or they'll become Kata, is my understanding. They're not, like, keeping them all up. It's just regular, like, vanilla, and then whatever the current iteration is. Yeah. Yeah, that feels... that feels bad, I think. I don't play it, so I can't speak from personal experience, but... I don't know. Kata... Like, because Cataclysm changed the old world, a lot of the appeal of playing Classic was that you were going back to this version before all those changes. But if you want to play after all those changes, you could kind of just play Modern WoW. Maybe I'm, like, misunderstanding or, like, misremembering how much WoW has changed since Cataclysm. And if I played Cataclysm Classic, that I would, like, I don't know, experience a bunch of nostalgia and be like, oh yeah, that's right, it did used to be this way, but I don't know. That's okay. Not everything has to be for me. Okay, so that's an actual Naku defensive quest, which would give me 15k. Although, I don't think it's worth solo queuing for Naku defensive. If I random queued and I happened to get it, that would be worth, but yeah. I don't know if we've got time for that. Let's just see if we can make it to 65. Yeah, I mean, they have the Classic era servers, and then they have, like, that's basically what they're doing. It's just that the Classic era is vanilla, not, like, TBC or Wrath. Okay. How long does SOD last? I mean, I'm assuming the server's just going to stay up. I don't think they take down any of these servers. Maybe that's why they're so conservative with how many they put up in the first place, is so they have a chance of being vaguely alive. It's just like hardcore. There's no, like, time limit where, like, well, you didn't play it in time. Too bad. It's just a question of if there's going to be anybody else on there around with you. Why is the color of that Drake so cursed and scary? You don't like the sun scales? Hi. It looks like it's advertising orange juice. This looks like it's going to crash into an above-ground plastic pool at a beach party. A pool party, not a beach party. If you have an above-ground plastic pool at the beach, you're doing something wrong. Bless you. Reminded of Dragon Tales with that yellow mouth. Is Season of Mastery gone? Yeah, I guess it must be. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good point. Alright. I lost my Dark Moon buff. It's over, so we're using the hat. Also, the hat gives you this delightful hat model. I don't think the hat model's optional. Reminds me of Spyro, even though he was purple. There was a Spyro game advertisement on the inner cover of my Archie comic that I had as a kid that I read a lot of times. I never played Spyro, but I remember that ad. It was on the front, the inside of the front cover. You played Evoker. You played Spyro. My Og friend who got the legendary and the other Evoker in the raid that got the legendary replaced it almost immediately. It's like long gone. And they got it like super late in the season. Because for a long time, neither of us had it. And then they had one drop like at the very end of the season, basically after we were done raiding. Like as soon as he got it, it's like, all right, fine, we don't have to do Avarice anymore. And then, you know, did the work to make it. And then I guess it's good for Mog, but like, I'm kind of relieved that it never dropped for me because, wow, that's kind of a bummer. Like, unless you get it really early, it just doesn't seem like it's that, like it's going to be all that relevant because, at least for me in the way I play seasons, all of the power, I need all of my player power on my main in the first like month to 2 months because that's when I'm progressing. That's when I'm getting through normal and through heroic. That's when I'm pushing keys. By the time I'm past that like 7-8 week point, I don't need to do anything anymore. And that like, even if I got a legendary after that point, oh, I should not have done that. I did this on my Blood DK and I discovered that the mobs that spawn are too hard for me. No, that's a waking dream. There's multiple things going on here. These elementals we need to do. Wonder if the new legendary will be outclassed by higher item level faded gear. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it was just because this season was such a big item level jump. But I have no plans to farm the legendary on my Death Knight or any other two-handed strength users because I frankly don't want it. Maybe one day if I'm trying to 100% transmog, I'll go back and change my mind on that, but... Already reaching the item level where I'll need to replace my Nizuru. Yeah, I'm glad that people like legendaries, and I hope they keep doing more of them because people seem to really like them. But it's one of those things that I don't like at all. It's just not for me. I just want to use regular gear that doesn't take a bunch of heartache and gold and effort and then become this whole big thing. I mean, sometimes regular gear does take heartache and effort. Anyone that's tried to grind a trinket out of a dungeon knows. Don't make them cost almost 700k gold either. Did the Sylvanas bow cost gold, or did that one just like I thought that the Sylvanas bow in Sanctum and Domination, like it just dropped and then you had it. What was wrong with that, you know? Yeah, the bow just dropped. I might be more inclined to like them if it didn't involve any extra effort beyond getting the darn thing. But, like I said, it's not for me, and it doesn't have to be for me. Not everything does. I also, conversely, didn't really like the gimme legendaries. Like in Warlords, we had the Khadgar ring. I didn't find that cool at all. Like, it was the thing that you had to get. Everybody got it at basically the same time. It was like a big power jump for the raid. It was cute that our raid leader would meow whenever somebody activated the ring. But, like, I didn't feel legendary for having a legendary ring or anything like that. Just like I didn't feel cool for having an artifact weapon. It's just like this thing that you get just by default. So I don't know if that... I don't think that's necessarily better either, for me. Why am I here? Shade Spinner's Webs, that's why I'm here. I feel like I've missed a quest to kill these spiders. Shadowlands legendaries just felt like more talent points with extra steps. Because it was like it was a given that you were going to get them. Yeah, I think I'm just a legendary hater. I didn't like Legion legendaries either. Morning, Hazel and Chet. Actually awake early enough to catch a stream. Good morning. I would never expect such a thing. I hope you're at the beginning of a beautiful day. Well, I found a rare. I don't think this cave is where I'm supposed to be, though. She's only level 65, so at least I can probably actually fight her. Yeah, sure. Send it. I don't think I needed that mug. Can't remember what we all had to run Torghast for every week. That was for legendary. You needed Shadowlands legendaries. You needed to get ashes or dust. You had to get something from Torghast that you use for the rune carver to make your Shadowlands. Did we even call them legendaries? Yeah, your Shadowlands legendaries. Soul Ash. Yeah, that was the one. Neltally, thank you for the 5-month resub. I liked Torghast a heck of a lot better once I had my legendaries and they had like changed the system a bunch, and I only really needed to do it to get like cosmetics. Once it became just like a challenge mode with cool rewards, that was awesome for me. I think I cannot fight him. I think he will win. There's only one way to find out. This is the first time I've ever lusted myself on my own hunter. I hope I don't die because I don't want to lose my Darkmoon Fair buff. I think we're doing fine though. Haha. Would have been well received if it wasn't mandatory. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I thought the roguelite aspect of it, like the putting the builds together as you like get your different powers, was super fun. I love that. Why have I done this? Also, that mob doesn't care that I've done this, so it's fine. He's just leaving. Nothing like having your own lust. Maybe this will help me remember that I have my own lust. Thunderspine scales. Thunderspine scales. Sliver talons. They must have been some catch up for legendaries. You were able to send Soul Ash between characters, as I recall. So I would just like mail packages of it to my other characters to use. And there might have been more too. Thunderspine scales. How come these Thunderspine rumblers don't give scales? Is it because of the... Or if they do give scales, they're not showing it on their mouse over tooltip. I wonder if it's because of the hunt or if it's just a tooltip error. Let's see if I get any. No. That's not very helpful. No, that works. Just tooltip error, I suppose. I have 31,000 achievement points, but it's not something I collect specifically. Shadowlands wasn't that long ago. It feels like forever ago. I did not generate this alt randomly. I wanted to make kind of like a little mini-me alt that was like a human like me with like short pink hair like me that had like a cat named Kira and a dog named Moose. This is my real life, my IRL avatar. Yeah, turn around. I want to get her set up and geared to get through the normal raid, get a frat kill, and get like 1k mythic plus rating. And then I can play it more if I'm still having fun. But that's like my main goal before I move on to trying it again on a Resto Druid. I really want to know what Resto Druids are up to. Things are happening. I don't remember this quest at all. Oh yeah, I have multiple hunters. I have several hunters that made it to level cap and then got deleted, and then I have 2 more that are 70 now. I just wanted another one. I like leveling hunters. I do it often. Bow acquired. Yeah, I have a troll hunter and a Draenei hunter currently. And then previous to that, I think there were... I don't even remember what I had before. I think there was a human hunter. But it was different than this one. So weird to make a specific character for each spec. Not around here, it's not. I've done it. You're not alone. Okay. And there's 65. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do today. That's another Naku defensive quest. Now having 2 of them is making it a tiny bit more tempting to go in there and do it. Oh man, I got some stuff I can sell. I'm happy with this. This is 65 is halfway there. That'll work for me today. Night Elf Hunter and a Lightforged Draenei Hunter too. Oh, and the Meghar Orc Hunter at 1.2. That was my secret hunter. Alrighty, I'm going to wrap up for today. But I'll be back tomorrow, first thing in the morning, for a lovely Friday morning stream. I don't think we'll be able to get 65 to 70 in one stream, but you know, I can sure try. See how far we can get. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.